Hey guys, so I've had a lot of you actually reach out to me asking some questions about the N55 platform in general. What can it make for safe power? What do you need to do to make reliable power? What's the power limit? Um, how fast can it be with some good mods? Can I beat a B58? Can I beat a Hellcat? What can I expect from a well-built N55? And today I'm going to try to give you a couple examples of what performance looks like from something along those lines. A slightly more heavily built N55 than you might see on the street. From example from somebody that has taken it a little bit further than the average downpipe and tune setup. So we're going to go ahead and walk you through some on-the-road examples of what performance from this car looks like. I don't have access to Draggy yet. I just haven't invested in that yet. That is coming shortly, but this will give you kind of an idea of what to expect if you put some money into your N55, what it's capable of doing. So we're going to go head out on the road. Once our temperatures climb up just a little bit, we're going to go ahead and do a pull or two just to give you guys an idea what she's capable of. Keep in mind, this is a full weight, non-gutted F36 4 Series Grand Coupe with the N55. We've got the Pure 750, of course. We're running an E-Mix, upgraded injectors, upgraded low and high pressure pumps. All right, so we're up to temp now, as you can see. We've got traction control fully off, so we don't run into any torque limiter issues. Let's go ahead and do a nice 40 pull from here. No anti-lag, just rolling into it. Give you guys an idea, maybe like a 40 to 100. So here we go, 40 to the floor. To me just about this setup. As you saw, there's a lot of top end power, but if I go to pass somebody at 70 miles an hour, drop a few gears, and there's a little bit of turbo lag, but it is honestly not bad at all, and then especially once we get into the anti-lag, like I said, 5th gear anti-lag. Not bad, So there's just a lot of top-end power to this setup. And it really is beautiful to see. And last but not least, I'm going to leave her in sport this time, let her do her own shifting. Just show you what she can really ease into, just off of a dead go from a U-turn or something similar. So, as you can see, we're going to roll into it, got a little bit of space, and then give her the beans. Hopefully that kind of gives you guys an idea. If you've been thinking about, hey, the N55, I've heard it's unreliable, I've heard it can't make power. The short answer is it can make power. You just got to have it built the right way. There really is something to be said, about popping the engine bay on a F-Series N55, and then you see this, they usually just don't get taken to this level, and I think that's what made me want to do it. Everybody goes downpipe tune, B58, downpipe tune on these motors as well, which a lot of people think maxing them, is maxing them out. And that is just not true. With the right build, the right tuner, and the right parts, you really can make a significant amount of power with these engines. Have it look completely stock, with nothing fancy about it. Maybe you have some nice rims on it, whatever it happens to be. But you pull up to the light and you're still more than capable of really gapping the snot out of some unsuspecting Scat Pack, Hellcat, whatever it is. Building these engines the right way involves a good tune with the proper supporting hardware and lots of good maintenance, okay? Torque is the real killer for these motors, not necessarily power. There are examples of stock, unopened N55s that are making almost 700 wheel horsepower. It is capable of handling that. The real killer is torque. These engines don't have the stout bottom end that the N54 does, that the B58 does, and so that's why you have to ease into the torque before you throw power at it. Like on this motor, we're capped at mid-5s on torque. It'll make way more for power at the top end. You've got to be above 3,000, 4,000 RPM before that torque really starts to kick in, just to keep your internals safe, your rods, your bearings, and especially your drivetrain. You start to run into drivetrain issues when you get that kind of power. But with a good build, good proper supporting hardware, good maintenance, you can make a lot of power with these cars and really surprise some people on the street. There are not a lot of built N55s out there, which is what makes it all the more rewarding when you pull up to a light and absolutely smoke some confident downpipe tuned M340i or whatever else it happens to be. Hopefully, guys, that kind of gives you an idea, maybe what you could aim for, some goals, or what to expect if you take your car to the next level, you know, above an MHG Stage 2 off-the-shelf tune. Definitely reach out if you have any questions. I'd love to help, love to answer. And also big shout out to the people that gave me advice when I was following this build and figuring it out. You know who you are. Hats off to you guys. Could not be more grateful for the assistance you gave me.